dad jokes that were missed, we will be making some of those on the stream. We got more big news coming from El Salvador right now. Pretty interesting stuff. Can't wait to talk to you guys about that. And guys, we're going to look at, is the bull market over? No, it's not. Y'all know it's not. We're going to, listen, here's the thing. All of the bear people, all of the bears, they're just so excited all the time. They're so excited. But do you know when they were also excited? They were also excited back in December when Bitcoin was struggling to hit a new all-time high. They were also excited back when Bitcoin was around $4,000. You know what else they were excited? They were super excited when Bitcoin crashed during the March pandemic stock market crash. They were so excited about it. And you know what? They never have to be held accountable, these bears. They just get to say, it's going down all the time. And you know the only time they pop up on your feed? When it's down. And you know what? They're going to have their mouth shut again in a few weeks, I believe, as we are heading back up. You guys do know today is the futures close. Banging the close, as it is called. This is where you have institutional investors that have hedged their futures contracts by going onto crypto spot exchanges, flooding the exchanges with Bitcoin, and then dumping the price to try to balance out their puts and their calls on the futures contracts. This should be illegal. This should be illegal. This is pure market manipulation. You see it today. You see the heavy drawdown that feels like Bitcoin is making. I actually put in a long at like 33.5. I got stopped out because I felt like, the downward momentum may have stopped, and then it went down even further. Point is, you should be looking for a long today. You should not be looking to short today, in my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean you should be going long from the current price. What I mean is, it's time to start. I said they just sharded over this news. Well, that, if you guys don't know, sharding is a way to send information very, very, very quickly. Sometimes too quickly. A lot of high throughput. But the thing is these institutions and hedge funds that do this, that bang this close, they should be in prison. Maybe, I don't know, maybe getting something else banged. Okay, because these are some of the most. When you look and you think about rich billionaires, I guess all billionaires are rich. You think about billionaires and how they get a bad name. It's because of people like this. People like Scott Minerd from Guggenheim Partners. People like Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan. These people are despicable humans. And on today, so they can make a buck, they're trying to punish all the retail investors. And I think what you guys are seeing is, this is turning into David versus Goliath. Okay? But, the thing is that once something that seems like it's impenetrable or invincible, once it shows blood, there's blood in the water. And at that point, they go down. They know they are not, they know that they are not invincible. And everything over the last year with Wall Street bets, going against the hedge funds, GameStop, AMC, we now know that these giants bleed. And that's why it's so important for you not to sell your Bitcoin and not to sell your Ethereum during these times. And I'll tell you, Cardano's next. Cardano is next. But you know what's funny is they are going to have a hard time trying to convince Cardano holders to let up. The most decentralized community, number one, most engaged community in all of crypto is Cardano. They had I think they had more institutional money. We just did a video on this. They had more institutional money poured into Cardano in the last month than ever before in history. Okay? Cardano is next. This is the next one that the institutions are targeting. So get ready for that. We're about to add, don't sell your Bitcoin, don't sell your Ethereum, don't sell your Cardano. But I know the Cardano holders, and I know y'all don't sell anyways. I know that. And you know what's really frustrating for these institutions? Very frustrating that ETH holders aren't selling either. It's amazing, isn't it? So, all right, yeah, make those giants bleed. I like that. Is there still music going on?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and crunch the music here.
Well, usually when you get into the market watch.
When we get into the market watch. Well, guys, let's jump into the market watch. Guys, first and foremost, as always, thank you for 1.11 million subscribers. We're about to tick up to 1.12 here in a couple of days, probably. And don't forget, check out our contest here on Twitter. You guys can go to bitboy_crypto, go to our contest. You can click it's the pinned tweet, click the link, and you can go to the contest. Don't forget to join our new subreddit. That is the latest contest entry. Next week, we're going to be showing you how to join even more ways, join our community in even more ways as we can continue growing. What was that latest number? Do you remember what it was for?
Yeah, give me just
I can pull it up. I can look. Let's see what it was here.
4.618.
4.618 million total followers across all of our social channels. And now, are we streaming on Twitch right now?
We are streaming on Twitch.
We are now streaming on Twitch. And what is the username?
BitBoy_crypto.
BitBoy_crypto on Twitch. If you guys want to check us out there, you can do that.
And Theta as well.
And Theta. We are now streaming on Theta. So very excited about that.
Long time coming.
It has been. We said we were going to do it forever, but you guys know what? Sometimes you just got to make it happen. All right, guys, we got the market coming in at 1.3 trillion. I will tell you guys the number for Bitcoin that I'm hearing, which is 32,000. Watch the $32,000 level. This could be a good place to look for a long at. Not financial advice. I'll tell you guys this. Today is going to be very volatile. Today is going to be volatile. We've already seen that volatility. These market manipulators, these guys who need to be thrown in prison, they are currently working to try to get you to sell today. They want this to go below $32,000, and there are people out there that are holding the line. This is not about where Bitcoin is going in the next week. This is about where Bitcoin is going today. Today is the Armageddon quarter two close. You've got the end of June close, the quarter two close, the end of the weekly close. I saw our friend Andrew Moe on YouTube. I think he called it the quadruple witching day. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know what the fourth close is, but let's get back up here. Look, the volume is very low, 86 billion. And you know what? I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, why are people wanting to trade today really when it is so volatile? But I will tell you, I will be looking around $32,000 to take along, I believe. 46.9% for Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum is 1,800. The number I'm hearing for Ethereum is 1,800. So it's already down to what I think will probably be the low point. I don't know what it was over the last 24 hours. Let's see where it bottomed out at here one day. Looks like it bottomed out at, look at that, $1,802. That is the line. For Ethereum, 1,800 is the line. For Bitcoin, 32,000 is the line. This does not mean that it is going to definitely stay above those two. But what it means is it means that these are the targets. These are the battle lines. These are the lines that have been drawn in the sand between those trying to keep prices up and those trying to dump the price and make retail investors sell. And then we've got, let's check out that fear and greed index. Where is it at today? I saw that DataDash had done a video. I hadn't actually watched it, but he did a video. It's at 27 today, so feeling pretty good about it, 27, honestly.
Yeah, that's my lucky number.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, interesting. So anyways, guys, basically what he was saying is that the sentiment is starting to turn, and we could have bottomed out on the sentiment, and we may be seeing that go up, and that has a lot to do with the price, obviously. Jeremy Shorter, what are you shorting, Jeremy? You shorting Tesla? Hey, I'll tell you this. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Thanks for being a fan. And also, shout out to my boy Alejandro. Alejandro was my valet at a hotel I was at yesterday. And yeah, he came up to me and he said, "I'm shaking. You're Mr. Crypto." And I thought it was pretty funny. So Alejandro, big shout out to that guy. Thank you you did a great job rolling my car around. So yeah, shout out to him. And guys, here's the thing. When it comes to the markets right now and what's going on, is that it's just a battle right now. And we don't know where it's going to end up in the short term. But I am very confident that by July 1st, we will be on the way back up. So that would be 5 days, because I think there's 30 days in June. That would be 5 days from now. So we have July 1st. If you look at the quarter one close, it took 5 days for Bitcoin to start heading back up. And so I think that we will probably be seeing that. Oh, yeah, the Tesla thing. Somebody said, not a good idea to short Tesla, guys. How many of you don't short Tesla, guys, are bots from Tesla? That's what I'm starting to wonder. Because I'll tell you this. There is a battle going on the Tesla stock right now. There is a very fierce battle. You guys know Michael Burry. He's got a huge short on Tesla. And I don't know which side of that thing you want to be on, but I probably want to be on his side. Tesla is the fakest company in the history of the world. Fakest company in the history of the world. What are their profits? Nothing. Bitcoin's their only profit. How much are they worth? Billions of dollars? Something there isn't right. And shout out to our people watching on Twitch. How about that? We got the Twitch comments up over there as well. So that is pretty cool. Heading up by Valentine's Day. ETH 2,500 by Valentine's Day, guys. Yeah, definitely. I think that's pretty safe. I think hopefully we'll be up there.
I think Naomi was one of our first viewers over there.
Naomi, how about that? We love Naomi. So, but guys, I will tell you this. I don't want to say too much about this Tesla thing, but their Tesla is basically spending billions of dollars right now trying to fake pump up their own price. That's why they put out this news yesterday about Starlink, trying to get people excited about it. Then they had a story the other day where they said we now have one Tesla charging station in China. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, Elon Musk and China, they're in the same bucket. They are. I'm telling you. So you guys watch that. We'll have more on that probably next week as we look at what's going on with Tesla right now. I would not want to be on a Tesla long right now. That's what I will tell you. Okay. All right. Let's look at the actual Bitcoin chart now. This did have me a little concerned this morning, but what I'll say is, I mean, we saw it was at on the daily we had a yellow X. Yeah. So we have this yellow X on the daily back here, meaning there is manipulation. And usually when we see those yellow X's, we see the prices drop pretty tremendously. I mean, we didn't really from there. I mean, it was at 37. I mean, we know it plummeted recently all the way back down to 28. But I don't think this didn't play out for a while. This right here was showing the whales are a little exhausted. But now on the 8-hour chart, we have a blood diamond here, okay? Now, these blood diamonds are usually pretty bad. Let's look at the 8-hour chart to see when the last time we had a blood diamond was. Probably would be the top, maybe? No, right here. Okay, so here is the last blood diamond we had on the 8-hour chart. Now, the thing you got to remember is on these volatile days, Michael B wants B to drop as well. Nope, BitBoy. Yeah, no, what Michael Burry said is he believes that everything is going to crash. That's what he says, but he's specifically targeting Tesla. So, look, I'm just saying, I know a lot of stuff going on with Tesla right now, and I know people that are involved in this. I know people that are fighting against the giant scam that is Tesla, and I would not want to be in along it. That's what I would tell you, for sure. But the last time we had one of these blood diamonds was back here, and now let's see what was the percentage drop we saw at that point. We had a blood diamond right here. We'll just measure the body in the next couple hours. It dropped 12%. When we got the blood diamond today, it dropped down a total of 6%. So they're trying to shove it down further. I don't think that this blood diamond necessarily is going to plummet the price. I think that what we're seeing today is we're seeing a lot of volatility with a lot of intentional manipulation. Obviously, I mean, that's never been more obvious than on a day like today. I mean, the fact that we can get people out there that we know in advance that hedge funds on this day will intentionally manipulate prices down. How is that okay? Who is okay with that? When you have billions of dollars joining together to push prices down temporarily, how is that not illegal? Like, I don't get it for the life of me. I really don't. Because you say Bitcoin's unregulated. Yeah, 100%. Okay. But they do this on the traditional markets. How is it not illegal? I don't get that. Why? Because the government protects the big guy. They don't protect you. They protect the big guy. That's why they allow them to do that. So, yeah. You guys know that, like, this Tesla thing, right? Like, you guys know there are Tesla bot armies out there. You guys know that. They try to control their image. I don't know if you know that. So you see a lot of people in this chat, pro-Tesla. Who's pro-Tesla? How can you be watching a crypto channel and be pro-Tesla? How? You're a Benedict Arnold. You're a traitor. That's what you are. If I owned a Tesla, I would drive it into the ocean right now. So, okay, let's see. Somebody said they love my shirt. They don't know if it wants to be red or green either. So, All right, let's check out the hourly chart for Bitcoin. Just look at kind of what we can be looking at here in the short term. Could we have perhaps bottomed out here on the 1 hour chart? It is certainly possible. But I mean, look, I will tell you this. When you look at this chart, you want to know what manipulation looks like? That is what manipulation looks like. Why? Anything that looks like stair steps, is a strong sign of manipulation. Back over the summer when we were looking at projects in the DeFi space, there were several that got put in front of me, and I would look at the chart, and it would be straight bottom left to upper right, one click at a time. Look how even and exactly downward motion this is. On the hourly chart, strong manipulation. So, yeah. BitBoy versus the ocean. I mean, the ocean's a powerful force, but I'd say that. Any news on Quant? Just broke all-time high. I do not know that much about Quant. Do not know that much about it. Okay, so right now on the hour chart, we are under the EMA ribbon, as you guys can see right here. So here's what I would tell you guys on trading today. I would say, another bot, Tesla's great. Who says Tesla's great? Who says that? Who thinks that Tesla is great in this Bitcoin environment we're in right now? Who? You know this game's with the energy credits. You know he got all his money from his dad, and you know his dad, bloodthirsty guy, killing people in mines. What is it like about this guy? He's a maverick. He didn't make anything. He's never created anything. He bought everything. He bought his spot at Tesla, and then he pushed out the two guys who actually created it. This guy doesn't know anything about anything, but he's got access to a lot of money and a lot of power. You got to ask yourself why. How? I don't know. Always been connected? Let's cheer for the billionaire that's always been connected and always had everything paid for him. Always, anything he's ever done has been handed over to him on a platter. This guy's done nothing but manipulate you and try to make you sell your Bitcoin. How you can be in favor of anything? What? Look at their profits. They make none. The only profit they made this year was from Bitcoin. It would make them, at the current rate, 1,600 years to become a profitable company, to match their valuation. The valuation is so overblown. You got to wonder why. Where is all that money coming from that's pumping the price up? Just got to, I don't know. Something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up. All right, let's move on. Let's check out Glassnode here. We got the Nupal. We had a dramatic drop over here in the Nupal. We actually got, where is the next line? What is under brown? The orange?
Orange.
When's the last time we were in orange? What is that for last? Let's go to last year. We have not been in orange for 2 years. Okay, so that line is at 0.25. We're about halfway. We were about halfway between the belief, halfway between the belief line and then down below for the hope line, which is this line down here. But we had a pretty big bounce up over the last couple of days. But we have some other stuff I want to show you guys, which is this. The Bitcoin liquid supply change. This is how much of Bitcoin supply is liquid, is being currently traded, is available to be traded. Why am I so sour about Tesla? I don't know why. Well, I don't know why. Why would you think someone would be bitter about Tesla? Why? Why would someone not be bitter about the world's biggest fraud? Why would someone not be bitter about that? Because you own one? Because you have a bumper car that can go fast? All right, so right now what you guys have seen is that over basically from May 21, this goes back to October last year. This is during the entire bull run, okay? During this entire bull run, basically every time we were in the red, we were starting to shoot up. We had one little peak into the green here, and then the most of the massive runs were here. Then we had green while the price dropped. Then it went back into the red, and it stayed into the red basically until we got ready to crash. And you guys can see once the green popped back up, that's when we had the monumental crash here. And now we are back into the red. So you got to wonder, are we going to see something similar to what we saw back here? And something else to consider is that Tesla has great tech. These people sending $5 super chats to tell us they love Tesla. Tesla has great tech. Those lithium batteries, they're incredible. That we literally have nothing to do with them in the world. You can't get rid of them. Lithium batteries. Great job, Tesla. Good job. But yeah, Elon Musk is bad, so do agree there. So when you look at the Wyckoff distribution, we don't have anything on that today?
I'm not sure. I don't think they pulled that up.
Let's see here. Bitcoin. We looked at this the other day. I don't see anything about it right now. May 18th. Well, it's not the distribution, it's the accumulation, isn't it? Wyckoff accumulation. Basically, when you look at this Wyckoff accumulation, what you'll find is that so far we have matched it exactly with, that was last year. You don't have to pull it up. But the point is that we are now matching this Wyckoff accumulation exactly. It's already played out. It's time now for the next phase of that, which is it the Wyckoff breakout? I can't remember exactly which one it is, what it's technically called. But we're following it right now exactly, because just think about this. I remember seeing it, and after it bottomed, it had one run up, one down draw higher than the low, and then it shoots up. So what we're seeing today is that play out exactly. We saw Bitcoin go all the way back up. Did it hit 35?
Yeah, I think
it hit 35 yesterday.
I think it hit 37.
It may. No, it didn't hit 37, I don't think, did it? What was the high? Let's see here. 35.2.
35, yeah.
35.3. Yeah, that's the high. 35.3. And now we dropped all the way back down to $32,000. It went all the way down to 32.2. And so really, we are following the next phase of that Wyckoff exactly, or Wyckoff. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Yeah.
So we're following it exactly. So what we should see at this point, once we hit an equilibrium point, which I believe is around $32,000, it should be time for things to head back up. And so, this Glassnode chart that we looked at here, where to go here? This chart here that we've got, this seems to back that up as well. I mean, guys, you got to start doing the math at some point. What have I told you? None of the bottoms, okay? None of the bottom or top bottom indicators, 1 out of 6 that we have showed that we were at a top. 1 out of 6. None of the other charts we have suggest that. The only reason that people are so bearish is because of your mindset. That's the only reason. You're looking at these prices and you're feeling the psychology, you're feeling the weight, you're feeling the emotions, you're feeling it pressing you down, and you're looking at the prices and you're looking at where they were. We're down 50%, and you're sitting there saying to yourself, it's got to be over. It's got to be over. You got in it at the wrong time and you lost money. That could certainly be factoring into it. You're thinking it's got to be over. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not over. Those of us who are telling you, which is basically all the fundamental YouTubers I know, not all the technicals, but all the fundamental YouTubers I know, they're all bullish for the rest of the year. We're seeing it play out right now. You're seeing the reversal, in my opinion. And today, we told you guys in March that the end of June was going to be brutal. We didn't think the end of May was going to be brutal on top of it, but we told you this. The end of June was going to be brutal, and it's played out. So let's look at these market cycles, actually, and this is pretty crazy. This is from Dor Shahar, Dor Investing. He says, here's the tweet here. Are we at the top? No. Then where are we? Well, let's take a look at checkmatey Bitcoin price growth since cycle low metric. Okay, so here is this chart. Now, this is what I really want you guys to see here. The blue line is 2010 to 2011. Why is that one so short? That's because it wasn't a full cycle. There was no halving event before it. It was just a creation of Bitcoin, and then that led into the first cycle, okay, which would have been 2010 to 2011. The second cycle was a full cycle. This would have been a post-halving cycle, 2011 to 2015. So this is the red line. So you follow the red line. we had the dramatic rise, and then we had the dramatic drop, and then we had a double bottom, and then it shot back up. This is your 2013 to 2014 to 2014 bull run, okay, that we talked about for a long time. We've said it several times. Then you have 2015, 2018. This is the orange line. So this is the last bull run. Right here, this is when Bitcoin was at at $20,000. I don't know what the price was at the point we're at now, but here's what's really interesting, okay? What's really interesting is when you look at the track of the bull run. Now, this purple line, the purple line is the current one we are in now. So you can see during this part of the bull run, we were ahead of where we were supposed to be. Then we had a dramatic fall down. But look, do you guys see this right here? We are exactly at the same spot in this bull run that we were at in the 2017 bull run. The thing is, it doesn't feel that way because we pumped up so quickly, so fast, so hard. Now that we've fallen back, we're now back on schedule. We're right where we should have been at this exact point. And you got to ask yourself, when you look at these charts, you see how each one of these, goes a little bit further than the last. Right now, if this was over, it's not time for this to be over yet. The orange one was the last one. Look how far out it went. That included. That means that basically, these are days.
Yeah,
days since capitulation.
He breaks the days down in the.
Okay, well let's go down to the next one here.
Yeah.
So next we have. Oh, he breaks it down pretty good. I was just looking at the main chart. Firstly, let's take a look at the length of each cycle correction. We can see that every cycle had a mid-cycle correction, and each correction plays out differently. 2011 correction has been short, lasting around 51 days with a clear downtrend. You guys can see it right there. The 2013 mid-cycle correction lasted 88 days. The 2017 cycle correction played out a little different in the way it played out. That sounds played out. We saw a few 30 to 40% corrections, each lasting a different time. On aggregate, they all lasted around 91 days. And that's really interesting because when we think of the last cycle, we never had a drop as big as we've had during this cycle or during the 2013 cycle, okay? But this cycle leading up to this large correction, we had a much smaller amount. We'll be talking about the Bitverse Punks airdrop at the end of this stream. That'll be the last thing we cover, guys, just so you know. Thank you for that super chat, Nico. But we talked about this leading up. The average correction was like 35% in the last cycle. During this one, it was about 25%. So it's almost like that. If you think of it like a rubber band, it was like in 2017, it got stretched a lot further, a lot, many different times. We never had it really stretched that far during this cycle. And when it broke, it snapped down, tremendously. So this is our current cycle. Since we started climbing after the pandemic crash, it seems we're seeing the first year of correction, which I guess it's the mid-cycle correction and lasting so far around 69 days. All right, guys, we got 8,955 viewers. We've only got 1,400 likes, guys. Let's go ahead and make sure to smash those likes up. You guys make sure to smash a like. If you're watching on mobile, this helps more people to see it. And thank you for that, Tim Wingert. He's the one that asked. If you guys could, if you're watching on mobile, X out of the live chat, hit the like button, and then re-click the mobile icon. If you're watching on TV, make sure to go to the bottom left, click click more actions, and then hit react. You guys can like it.
And
what a difference not streaming for one day makes.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. And if you guys are on Twitch, if you could just hit that follow button, that actually helps a lot too. Thanks.
I want to know, do you guys want somebody else to do these live streams when I'm gone? That may be the best thing, honestly. Maybe we'll have somebody else do it. Who else should do it?
I don't know.
TJ.
I don't know.
Welcome to Midpoint Grim, not TJ. So, all right, okay. All right, let's go back here. This is number 1, number 2, 5. Let's give it each cycle a look. Bottom to top, 325 days, 747 days. Is there anything else in here that's really...
No,
here's the conclusion, though.
The main point he was making is a lot of these dips tend to get longer and longer. And so we should have some more time left. Like the bull runs are getting longer and longer. You can see kind of what you were pointing out. The main lines, extend a little bit more each time. So
he says we can say that this cycle is not over because it should last at least 1,067 days, and due to longer cycles and corrections, we might correct longer too. I would assess around 80 days. We might continue to correct, move sideways for a few more weeks before returning to a solid uptrend. We haven't hit the cycle top. Each cycle and correction time is longer than the cycle before. Therefore, this correction might take longer. Cycle should continue to last for at least 148 days. Let's see, 148 days from today. When is this? Saturday, November 20th, 2021, which is right about Thanksgiving, which is interesting because that's exactly when I predicted, between Halloween and Thanksgiving, exactly when I predicted this entire cycle will be over. The Bitcoin cycle by the end of September, altcoin cycle lasts somewhere between Halloween and November and Thanksgiving. That's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a pretty good breakdown.
I like bullying yourself. Why do they think I'm triggered right now? Or they must be late. They must be late. They want J-Chains to run it. Does J-Chains know anything about crypto?
Is he in here right now? No. I thought he was back.
I thought he was in here too. Okay. Okay, let's move on here, guys.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. Of course he does. Yeah, I think that might be a better move, though, honestly, at this point, because you see how much it hurts the numbers just to be gone one day.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
El Salvador to airdrop $30 in Bitcoin to every adult citizen. Every Salvadoran adult who downloads the government's Bitcoin wallet app will be eligible for an airdrop of $30 worth of BTC. Somebody sent me this message this morning. They said, "I'm so sorry I had to send you this from Cointelegraph." Krisha Fishman.
And that's approximately 193 million. So
$193 million.
Yeah.
Is that not this? They were trying to get a $150 million fund together, weren't they?
I guess.
Yeah. They said TJ. They want TJ to do it. I don't know if TJ can do it. Could you do it?
I could.
It's tough. It's much tougher than hosting the other show.
No, it's a lot of talking for sure. Yeah. And I'm a lot more succinct, so I don't traditionally talk as much. But I could if I had to.
He could.
But I'm not pushing for it. I'll say that much.
Not pushing for it. The announcement was welcomed by Bitcoiners, with influencers speculating that El Salvador's government would need to purchase the required BTC, but intends to distribute, adding more than $100 million in buying pressure on the markets. Quickly Googled estimates of the adult population of El Salvador varied, with on-chain analyst Willie Woo. Woo!
Oh, yeah. We've got one vote for DZ from DZ. So
DZ could do it. Oh, he got it from both of his accounts. DZ wants to do it bad. DZ wants to steal my show. I don't know if y'all know. We love DZ. He's a great guy. He definitely wants to steal my show, though. Yeah. Yes. He said yes. He confirmed that.
Confirmed.
Okay. Quickly Googled estimates. Willie Woo tweeting, the Bitcoin's global user base will grow by 2.5% thanks to the influx of 4.5 million Salvadorans. Others place the Salvadoran adult population as high as 6.5 million, which is actually the total population, with Yahoo Finance anchor Zach Guzman using the figure for some rough back-of-the-envelope calculations, we call that moon math, suggesting that $195 million worth of Bitcoin will be airdropped across the country. So this is the tweet CZ put out about it that showed from the event. Peter McCormack interviewed him for the What Bitcoin Did podcast, if you're into the Brits, the other day. Have you listened to that at all? Is it out?
It's out. And a lot of people have very positive things to say about it. I haven't listened to it all, or much of it at all. But supposedly it's good.
So can you leave that up there? I want to come back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to also reference something else. Exact figures are hard to find, but Statista, which is a terrible place to get statistics from, that's a terrible company. Do not ever work with that company is what I'll tell you. But it shows that in 2019, the population aged 15 and above was 4.75. Oh, the population aged 15 and above is 4.72 million. However, Crypto Twitter's euphoria may be slightly premature, as local publication Prensa Latina notes El Salvador's citizens will receive the free Bitcoin after downloading the government-issued crypto wallet app. So that's interesting stuff. Also, Paraguay making big news yesterday, as they also are going to be accepting Bitcoin as legal tender. So we are now seeing the dominoes fall. And I just think It's so interesting. I remember doing like some kind of calculations back in the day, like what it would take to get Bitcoin to $1 million, like usage wise. I think it was like a quarter of the population, or like basically the population of India alone would like get it there if they used it for their currency. I don't know how I came to that. I'm not 100% sure how much. I guess it depends on the wealth of the country, and it depends on to what level it's adopted. But we just don't know. Like, this is all speculation on how much actual adoption of Bitcoin as a currency would affect the bottom line in the overall price. What are your thoughts on that, TJ?
Oh, gosh, you got me looking at... I was trying to show you this.
Trey Young is bullish on ETH per my sources at ESPN. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's from Twitch.
Ice Trey. Let's get it.
Now, what was your question?
I said, like, it's all speculation on how much adoption by a country would actually affect the price. I mean, right? Like we don't know what that's going to be. It's all just speculation.
Yeah, it's pure speculation. It's kind of like you said, based on the wealth of the country, would depend somewhat on how much they hold in their reserves. Obviously, like if a country is going to support it, they're going to have to store a lot of it to be able to reserve it. And then I think most people are counting on when you start to see nations hoarding it, kind of like an arms race for Bitcoin, more or less, of like everybody's going to start going after it. So, yeah, I'd say it's pure speculation.
Yeah, so we just don't know that. Now let's go back. I want to address this comment that was made here about Ben Cowan. Said thoughts on lengthening cycle theory. Ben Cowan thinks a bull cycle peak around 2024 with diminishing returns. So here's the thing about that. I want to address that, and then I want to address some stuff with Crypto Face too. So with Benjamin Cowan, what he's saying is there's no way that we will possibly know if he's correct for many, many years. Am I right? Like, if this is what, if you think there's a lengthening cycle, then we'll have to wait and watch it play out. Because right now, like, we haven't hit what should be the end of the cycle. So we won't possibly know. There's a lot of people that have theories out there about what they think is going to happen. On this channel, we have always relied 100% on the history to get all the numbers and predictions we've made. When you start getting out of that 4-year cycle math and you start getting into new speculative math based upon whether it's the total market cap, or if you were to zoom out and just ignore the 4-year cycles and look at Bitcoin so far as one big piece, then you're just really speculating. And he may be right. That could end up being correct, possibly. I don't think it's correct. I see a lot of people, like, if you believe that we've already hit the top for this current cycle, then it's easy to look at someone like Benjamin Cowan, which I love Benjamin. He's a great guy, great YouTuber. You guys should go subscribe to his channel. I would never say anything bad about him. I like him a lot. He's a data scientist. I've had him on the channel a couple times. But what I'd say is, if you think that this cycle's over already, then it's real easy to look at that and be like, oh yeah, definitely, that must be true. We don't know the cycle's over yet. We just had one major correction. In my opinion, and most of the other fundamental analysis I know, we don't think that it's over. We think there will be a higher high by the end of this year. Some people believe the beginning of next year. Plan B says the cycle could go on into next year. Until we hit the point where we're at September 28th and we're still down, like, I'm not willing to admit that I'm wrong yet. I'm just not. I don't think I am wrong, actually.
Well, and like you just said, like, everybody's got theories. What we just looked at was a pretty good breakdown that kind of justified early November. And so, like you said, until we see some of this stuff play out, it's impossible to call it one way or the other.
Right. And somebody said, Ben Cowan actually said next summer. Like, even next summer, that would be a lengthening cycle in 2022. I still don't subscribe to that. Like, let's get there and see where we're at. I don't subscribe to that either. I know Crypto Savvy said a 10-year cycle. I know that. And I also told him that I believe that he's wrong on that too. But what I would say is that, Ben said returns would be diminishing. We can't get 1,000x returns every cycle. Absolutely. In the next cycle, they saw 18x returns over the previous all-time high, 18x. So right now, we got 3x. That was all that we got was 3.25x. Doesn't seem like nearly enough. That's way above just diminishing returns. There certainly is evidence of diminishing returns over these bull cycles, okay? But is it a 50% diminishing, or is it a 80%, or is it 10% or 15%? We just don't know yet. We've only got a few of those. I also want to address Crypto Face. So I mentioned on the stream the other day that CryptoFace said at some point, it was going straight from 70 to 80 or straight from 60 to 80, whatever it was. And he had some things to say on one of his YouTube videos, and it's okay. It's all good. Like, me and CryptoFace are good. I don't want anybody to think, we have any drama or beef between us. We talked yesterday. Everything's all fine.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
He's coming on Around the Blockchain on Monday, I think.
Oh, on Monday. Perfect. Yeah. Great. Glad to have him on. But here's the point in all that I was trying to say. And he said that he didn't say it in the way that I said that he said it. That may be true. It may be true. I'm just going off of memory. But here's what I'll tell you guys. Remember this. No one YouTuber, no person out there is 100% accurate, 100% perfect with every prediction or everything we've ever said coming true. That's why we do the Around the Blockchain show, is bring on other perspectives so you guys get a much more well-rounded view of how we all view crypto. That's the important thing, right? You want to know the well-rounded view, just as like in anything, it'll make you a better, smarter person. So, just wanted to say that. Some people were sending me some stuff, but yeah, we're all good. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So,
and that's basically the same thing he said. I don't know if you watched it. It wasn't really.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I told him I skimmed through it, but
it was nothing.
I knew it was nothing, and that's why I didn't watch it.
Yeah. I
just had certain people sending it to me, so I want to address it. But NYDIG partners with banking platform Q2. In Q2. How about that? What are the chances to enable Bitcoin trading for 18 million users? Now, I think this was probably what they were alluding to a while back. Remember New York Digs or NY said, there's something huge coming.
Yeah.
And it's like, buy the rumor, sell the news. Like, it's never as big as they said it was going to be.
And it got delayed, probably.
Yep.
So they made a big announcement like it was going to come next week, and then nothing happened. That was like a month or so ago.
Oh, man. Get Cowan on Around the Blockchain. We invited him on. We've invited everybody on. Some people have came, some haven't. But there are some YouTubers out there. He's definitely not one of them, but there are some YouTubers out there that they can't do stuff off the cuff. They can't do stuff off the cuff because everything they say is scripted and they don't actually know what they're talking about. When you come on a show like Around the Blockchain, if you're like that, you'll get exposed. That's why a lot of people have turned us down, or at least one person for sure turned us down.
And like you said, that definitely was not Benjamin Cohen.
Definitely not Benjamin Cohen.
No, we reached out to him early on, and he was interested, but he kind of wanted to see the show some first because he didn't know.
Well, he's like a Bitcoin and Ethereum only guy, pretty much.
Right.
And Cardano also, I think. So he just said that we talk about a lot of different subjects, and it may not have been up his alley, but maybe he'll still come on down the road. We love Benjamin Cohen.
Yeah.
Benjamin, we love you on Around the Blockchain. We'd love that. But there are definitely some other people out there that a lot of people request to come on the show, and those people don't do shows. You got to ask yourself the question: if your favorite YouTuber has never done an interview, you got to start doing a little math in your head and start adding that up. That's what I'd say. All right, partnership announced Thursday aims to serve the growing numbers of Americans who own crypto. NYDIG is the Bitcoin subsidiary of Stone Ridge, a $10 billion alternative asset manager. Digital banking platform Q2 powers nearly 30% of the top 100 banks in the U.S. It says they partnered with Q2, 18 million people. It powers 30% of the top 100 banks. Is that all mentioned up here? This is pretty much the whole entire story. Guys, there are a lot of institutional channels continuing to come. Mm-hmm. I've actually been in touch with some people about some new institutional platforms that are going to be coming and things like that. I don't know if all this stuff is good, honestly. I mean, the more that these people seem to get involved with things, the worse that things really get. But it says here that in May, NYDIG teamed up with fintech company Fidelity National Information Services to enable banks to offer crypto. Doesn't it just sound dirty, banks offering crypto?
It does. It feels strange, but I feel like it's kind of like we were talking about on Around the Blockchain the other day with Aaron or Austin from Altcoin Daily. They were talking about it's inevitable that these people are going to get involved, like these new on-ramps, off-ramps are going to happen. They're going to want to custody your Bitcoin at the bank, and it's kind of up to us as individuals how we maintain our own sovereignty. But it's definitely coming. Banks are definitely going to want to get their hands on as much Bitcoin as they can.
Yeah, and somebody said this place right here. So financial institutions can now provide consumers easy access to Bitcoin via Fiserv. Somebody said this is an Alpharetta. Is that
Interesting.
true?
I don't know.
Well, you guys know that Bakkt is here.
Yep.
The company that owns the New York Stock Exchange is in Atlanta. I'll actually be. Huh, that's interesting. Where is this? Wow, where is it? It's West Side Parkway in Alpharetta.
Click that map right there.
Yeah, I hate Google Maps so much. It's off of Windward Parkway.
Oh, I know exactly.
Oh, there's Deerfield, Fiserv right there. I will be right up there. I'm going to my kids play in a ball tournament in Johns Creek tomorrow. So I'll be right up in
All-Stars?
that area. What's that?
All Stars.
Yep. Big All-Star tournament. Got 2 games tomorrow, 11, 30, and 3. So hopefully I got to stop yelling at umpires.
Yeah.
I yell at the umpires so much. I told my son, I said, son, does it bother you when I yell at the umpires? He says, well, it bothers me if you yell at me while I'm on the field, but you can yell at the umpires. They deserve it. I was like, yeah, that's right. That's right. Willie, worst umpire of all time. But yeah, so this is Fiserv. So it says financial institutions of all sizes can now enable consumers to buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin through their bank accounts via integration with Fiserv, leading global provider of payments and financial services. An extension of the Fiserv commitment to open banking technology. Our partnership with Fiserv represents a leap forward in bringing integrated Bitcoin transactions to institutions of all sizes. Now, if they're actually buying Bitcoin through some of these channels, I don't know. It's just hard for me to really know like what this looks like, because you just hear all of the same kind of lingo around this stuff. You know, like it's enable their customers buying Bitcoin. But is this like you buy it and it's custody, or is it like are institutions going to be able to use this Bitcoin to be able to short the market? Like, is it just going to be for normal banking customers? Like, I think we just got to know more about that stuff. But most of this is, I would say, bad. I don't like it. I don't like when the banks get involved. They said check W. Clemente.
Yeah,
tweet.
I didn't check it.
I'll check it right now. I'll check it real quick. Let me see what it is. W. Clemente? Was it W. Clemente?
Yes. Also, hey to everybody on Theta.
Yeah, what's up, Theta? What's up, Theta?
Got about 30 people over there. So
Okay, he will be on unconfirmed soon. Bitfinex shorts back in a big way. They're adding to their position already. Bitcoin Investor Group is realizing most losses in short-term speculators. Yeah, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the pin tweet up here? When is that from? June 22nd. Signals have been 90% accurate over the last year. Red lines buy, or green lines buy, red lines sell. This must be what he's talking about right here. Says right now we just popped a green line here. Oh, is this from this year? Yeah. Why does it say? Why is it showing? Oh, the price is on the left. Oh, I see. Price is on the left. This is the indicator. Show and buy right now, boys. Show and buy. You got to love that. BitBoy versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Well, I'll tell you what. If he wasn't dead, I would slam his head on the mat. Know what they call it? The mat, the tarp.
Mm-hmm.
The mat.
The mat. You got it.
I don't know why that was so hard.
Okay, let's talk some politics.
Let's do it. I love talking politics.
I hate it.
Now, also, by the way, we did get contacted by, I'm going to go ahead and tell the state now. I put in an email because we misplaced the letter. A little dicey. From Alabama. The state of Alabama has invited us to come talk to them about crypto. If you work for your local, if you are a politician or you work for your local state government in any state in the United States, we would love to come talk to your people about crypto and educate on what is going on there. So we've already talked to Texas. They came out with a blockchain bill the next week. Then we are wanting to talk, or the governor made an announcement. We got Alabama. Hopefully we'll be getting that coming up soon. BitBoy versus Major Payne. That's a pretty good one. That was a good movie. Did you watch Major Payne,
I
TJ?
love that movie.
That is such a great movie.
Hilarious.
And you know what's interesting? It holds its value. If it's on TV right now and you start watching it,
Yep.
it's still just as good as it always was.
Mm-hmm. It just ropes you right back in.
Yep, every time.
What about somebody else said BitBoy versus Bam Bam Flintstone? What about that?
I don't hit children.
Yeah,
That's not. I don't want to hit a child.
that'd be a tough battle too.
Yeah, that would.
Freakishly strong.
Well, I
Bam
guess
Bam.
he gets the club,
Yeah,
so I don't know what I get.
and
Yeah.
he's like a superhuman when it comes to strength.
Somebody said we should. Yeah, a Montgomery meetup. That would be interesting because that's
Oh.
where it is.
We are going to do another meetup in July. here
Yes.
in Atlanta.
I want to do one also in Nashville soon.
I want to do that. Would be fun. I want to do one in Nashville too. So, I guess we'll have the date on that on Monday. I can't remember when we decide.
Yeah, and by the way, Bitcoin right now, it is double. It's back at 32.2. So this is basically the level it was at. At the bottom of this dump here, it bounced back up. Now it's back down there. So we'll have to continue to watch that. Well, let's go talk about these bills here. 2 blockchain bills passed in the U.S. House, head for Senate. Soto, who is this? Darren Soto, a Democrat from Florida, has bills that have previously passed in the House only to be shelved amid the political maelstrom that surrounded the end of the last Congress and the presidential election. Their passage this early in the current Congress would, at the very least, give the Senate more time to consider them than they had last time around. Blockchain Innovation Act would require the Department of Commerce and the Federal Trade Commission to put a report together on blockchain's use in trade and especially to fight fraud. Now, is this put together a report? Now, we do have a report that we've been given that was just recently. Who put that report together? Was it the SEC?
Which report?
The one that I got emailed? I showed you?
I
Had 125 pages, I think.
Yeah, who?
I got that from my secret source.
Yeah, but I can't remember who put it together. It wasn't. I don't think it was the SEC. I want to say like CFTC or something.
Yeah, they're looking at a lot of this stuff, is what I'll tell you. Soto described the bill as a first step towards our long-term goal of setting up blockchain center of excellence in the Department of Commerce. Then we got the Digital Taxonomy Act, not to be confused with Warren Davis's Token Taxonomy Act. Starts with the proposition that the use of digital tokens and blockchain technology is likely to increase in the future. Subsequently mandates the FTC assemble a report on unfair and deceptive practices in crypto markets. Legislation progress comes on the heels of major public attention of the illicit use of cryptos. Stephen Liniari says, I think I said that right on accident. Thoughts on NSCC 002? I mean, we'll have to wait and see how this really plays out. We talked about it a couple days ago.
Yeah. We talked about it a lot day before yesterday.
Yeah,
if
2
you want
days
to go
ago.
back and watch that stream.
Yep. So I love that the verse thing has just never stopped. Like, we ignored it for like days and days and days, and it just never stops.
No, it's
never
here forever now.
It is. I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't hate it when you guys do that. Sometimes I just glance at it and I see it. But, yeah, so basically the NSCC 002 means that a lot of these hedge funds are not going to be able to overextend themselves on leverage because they're going to actually have to have a real-time monitoring service hooked up to them to make sure that they have enough money to cover their leverage if they were to get liquidated. So what this is going to do is this is actually going to make it where they're not going to be able to short a lot, nearly as much as they were before. And this goes across traditional markets, but this will also have an effect on the Bitcoin markets as well, because the hedge funds, when they buy Bitcoin and stuff, don't they have to, they have to register that stuff as well if they're a public company, which a lot of these hedge funds are.
Yep.
So
And now they're going to monitor them every hour.
yeah, it says Britney would win. What about all that stuff going on with Britney Spears? You saw that?
I saw mentions of it.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities coming out and saying stuff about her dad. Basically, it has her as a slave, really.
Yeah.
I mean, a prisoner.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to have, basically, she said she wants to have a kid, but it's part of her conservatorship where her dad still I guess she's she's probably 40, I guess. She has to have an IUD in at all times. That's mandated by her father at 40 years old.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff around that for a long time. Not necessarily new, but it's just coming out now. What is that called?
Conservatorship?
Yeah. And it's traditionally for when people are much, much older and they need oversight from their children, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely bad.
Yeah, leave Britney alone. I love that. Look, I'm a big fan of Britney Spears. I always loved Britney Spears when I was a kid, obviously. I was growing up right at that age when that song was out. But Hit Me Baby One More Time. So I think I've told you all my embarrassing Britney Spears concert story probably once. But
I think you have.
yeah, I think I did. We'll leave that alone for now. So
Maybe next time.
Free Britney. Hashtag free Britney.
Yeah.
Ethereum testnet burns 88K in ETH in preparation for EIP 1559. And I was thinking, do you think we should do another EIP 1559 video soon? I think we probably should.
Yeah, we should.
We detail exactly what's going on with it because I've been thinking about it. Like probably a lot of people, like we say it a lot, but they may not know exactly what it is. So this is the first step towards really getting this ready to to roll out. Ethereum London hard fork launched on the Ropsten testnet on June 24th in preparation for the mainnet rollout in July. This upgrade will usher in the implementation of the highly anticipated EIP 1559 modification that will adjust the Ethereum transaction fee calculation mechanism. The next phase in the London hard fork rollout is deployment on the Gorley testnet, which is scheduled for June 30th. Following that, it will be launched on the Rinkeby testnet on July 7th, and then mainnet later in the month. It is supposed to be on the 15th, I thought. Maybe they don't have the exact date for it yet.
They don't, and it tends to keep getting pushed. So
It said later that month. I mean, it's still in July.
yeah, it's supposed to be July. It was supposed to be early, then mid. Now we're here in late, so it should be in July.
Yeah. Part of the EIP 1559 mechanism, aside from the changing of the fee structure, is to burn the base fee, which will make Ethereum economy deflationary over time. A website called Watch the Burn, and this is this website here where you can watch what is currently being burned. God, that is so much ETH to burn. 88,000 ETH. That's like $120 million. No. That's like no, it's probably about $180 million, something like that. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of ETH that's been burned. It's been set up to, well, look at that. Look at that. What did I say, 180? There's a number, 177 million. Ooh, that's pretty good moon math on the spot. It's in action, 88,000 ETH have been burned at the testnet. It's equivalent to around 177 million at current prices. Ethereum software solutions firm Consensus estimates that the annual supply change will be minus 1.6 million ETH. That's so much.
It is.
Current price, this equates to the burning of $3.2 billion in ETH, that's per year, to reduce the annual supply rate of 1.4%. Now, what's really crazy is it doesn't sound like it's that much really, but then you look, the whole entire market cap is only $211 billion. You know, talking about burning $3 billion a year at the current prices, pretty phenomenal if you ask me. And that's the whole thing, guys. That's the whole thing about this EIP 1559 that is going to be, really good, is that it's going to burn these fees, which is going to make the remaining circulation, worth more, right? Like if you have $10 and you burn one of them, if there's only $10 in a whole community and you burn one of those dollars, it makes the value of the other 9 go up. Well, they really want to see me fight P-Stars. That's what I'm seeing. See a lot of those in there. The deflationary properties of the network will be further compounded when proof of stake launches on the mainnet for ETH 2.0, and in 2022, sometime the asset's no longer mined. As a side effect of a more predictable base fee, EIP 1559 may lead to some reduction in gas prices. We assume that fee predictability means users will overpay for gas less frequently. And kind of something that we see is that when these actual events kick in, it takes a few weeks for them to really start rolling. So this doesn't mean it's going to see it, exactly when it launches. We'll just see all this ETH burned and it'll, have a big effect. Probably the excitement of it will already be baked in a little bit. And then the actual fundamental effect that goes into action, it'll probably take a few weeks to kick in. So all right, I'm just reading some of those chats. Wow, Big Red Candle. Here we are at 31.9. We are fighting hard on that $32,000 level. It is currently below it, so we'll have to see what happens. Just keep watching. I told you I would be very interested in taking along somewhere around this level, but I'm going to let it play out for a little bit and see what happens here. I would be comfortable taking along right now, honestly. If I had my FEMEX pulled up, I would do it. Doesn't mean it's going to work. I'd put in a tight stop loss. But, I think it may jump back up over that $32,000 level here pretty soon. All right, so the U.S. seizes crypto, and here is more about that same story.
UK.
Was there any more? Yeah. Was there any more on this? Oh, UK seizes crypto. Okay. All right, let's move on. UK police seize $160 million in crypto in money laundering investigation. British detectives seized around 114 million pounds worth of crypto as part of an ongoing money laundering investigation, making it the largest seizure ever of crypto assets in the UK and one of the largest in the world. did not reveal which cryptos have been confiscated. Said the seizure was carried out by detectives in its Economic Crime Command on the back of intelligence about the transfer of criminal assets. Criminals must hide the origin of ill-gotten money or else risk it being taken down by law enforcement. That's obviously known as money laundering. While cash remains king, they said that advances in technology has led some criminals to move to more sophisticated methods to launder money. Can I just talk about that cash is king thing? Like that cash is king thing is so dorky to me. Like you ever go meet somebody like on a Craigslist deal or something, and you're like, I got this thing, and they show up and they're like, you're offering like $1,000 for it, and they show up and they're like, well, let me tell you, I got $500 in cash, and they start whipping the bills down. 500. Well, I asked for $1,000 for it. They're like, yeah, but I got cash, cold hard cash. Like, what year do they think this is? 1962? Like, what was it gonna? Were you gonna give me a check? It's not like someone bringing cash. Like, we have ways to transfer money. It's called Venmo and PayPal and Cash App. Like this, these people that show up like in these negotiating deals still. I feel like they're still out of the 1960s. Like, hey, I got cash for this. Cash. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about cash. Cash is not king. That's been dead for a while. More sophisticated methods. There's plenty of ways to send money. The risks of financial crime have become a strong motivator for regulators around the world to bolster their scrutiny of digital assets and represent a significant obstacle to mainstream acceptance. It says... Here is some background on this. It says crypto transactions are legitimate. Anonymous digital currency, they're attracted to criminals. Cash, obviously, way more used than crypto when it comes to things like the things listed here. Payment of choice from ransom. I'm telling you guys, this Colonial Pipeline hack, I don't believe the story at all. I believe none of the story. There is no way that you would have hackers smart enough to take down an entire pipeline except Bitcoin. Something does not smell right with that story. Smells a little fishy. I think we will find out something more about that down the road. And then, of course, the government immediately seized $2.3 billion or $1 million in Bitcoin from the hackers. The whole story stinks. It all stinks. I don't trust it at all. I don't know who. There may even be some frogs involved. I'll tell you these frogs. You should watch out for these frogs, y'all. I should unbutton an extra button over there. These frogs, I'll tell you what. Okay. $1 billion. This is how much was seized by the U.S. government in 2013 in connection to the Silk Road. Largest seizure of crypto in the world. There's been a lot of seizures. Now, you may not know this. At one point, I think, I want to say, was it Belgium? Was it Belgium that at one time was like the top crypto holder in the world?
What?
Yeah, I think it was Belgium. Let's see.
That's interesting.
Top crypto holders.
When? Like
Belgium?
A long time ago?
Maybe it was Belarus. I think it was Belarus. Let me check Belarus.
Maybe some people from Belarus.
I can't remember. So basically, it was like they overtook organized crime in the country, and they got like the biggest cache of Bitcoin that was like ever handed out outside of Satoshi's. It was crazy. They paid off 25% of their national debt with it.
Dang.
Yeah. I can't remember which country it was. Bulgaria. That's what it is. Bulgaria. That's right. Bulgaria was the country. Yeah, it was Bulgaria. Thank you. I knew it was a B country that had a G in it. I tried Belarus anyways, but so yeah, Bulgaria. Seeing what there was a big article. Yeah, Bulgaria is second in a ranking of the top 10 richest Bitcoin owners over the years. It was Satoshi, Bulgaria. See, I'm bringing you guys that perspective you don't get from people outside of the few people in the chat that actually knew that. So, yeah, pretty crazy. But these countries, they come in, they want everything to be illegal. They want to scoop in and get the Bitcoin. We do know that the United States took in all kinds of Bitcoin from the Silk Road they were able to get. So, somebody said ribbit. Facebook, Google, Apple, Tesla stocks coming to Solana. So you may know that we had covered these tokenized stocks by Binance, which I still think is not the greatest idea in the world for them to be getting involved, and would have rather seen synthetics kind of take this market over. Doesn't seem to be happening though. But FTX, is FTX an American company?
They're doing a lot of U.S. sponsorships. That's
yeah,
for
they
sure.
are. Let me see here.
Sure feels like it.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the owner?
I believe so.
Now he's American. You may not know, but he's actually it is Sam Bankman-Fried. He's worth $8.7 billion, and he still at this point cannot afford a haircut. It's unbelievable. How can you be so rich and not be able to afford a haircut? I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. They sponsored recently the Miami Heat arena, so we saw that while we were down there.
Yep.
And I guess he's an MIT grad. I don't know where he lives. I would assume LA. Number one donor right here. You show him back over. No, and this is going to surprise you guys because I know you guys usually kind of like associate like hippies with Republicans, but Sam here was the number one donor to Joe Biden's campaign in the United States. I don't know, trying to buy some power, buy some regulation, maybe get away with getting some stocks, made on Solana, a company, the project you heavily back.
Also, same marketing company that's promoting that big talk with Kathy Woods and Jack Dorsey.
The B word.
Yeah, they ran the marketing for Biden-Harris campaign as well.
Yeah. Well,
but FTX Arena FTX Exchange also did a deal. They are the official cryptocurrency exchange of Major League Baseball.
Wow. How about that?
As well as
they really came to play ball.
Yeah, they did.
His haircut, not as bad as Mark Davis's. Not as bad as Mark Davis's haircut. I love looking at this guy's haircut. I mean, this guy's haircut is really, he's something, man. You got to love this guy. Get rid of that guy. Get that guy out of my face. Delete that if you could. Okay, so let's get back to the story here, though. They're leading the launch. Did you hear me on that?
Mm-mm.
The super chat.
Oh.
Yeah, get rid of that guy. FTX Exchange is leading the token launch of tokenized stocks. Blue chip stocks on Solana. Solana will host tokenized stocks for a range of companies, including Facebook, Apple, Google, Netflix, NVIDIA. Did I get it?
You got it.
NVIDIA, PayPal, Square, and Tesla. Digital Assets AG plans to list the 55 tokenized stocks on the Layer 1 blockchain platform. Swiss firm provides free floating stocks on exchanges like Binance and FTX. Oh, they're doing the ones on Binance also. As well as on private blockchains, free floating tokens are regulated assets that represent the publicly issued supply of those shares. These are basically paper stocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing they do to us.
Mm-hmm.
Securities prospectus of DAAG tokenized stocks endorsed by the Financial Market Authority of Liechtenstein, I think is how you say that, making the stocks valid in the European Economic Area. Wow, that is really something. That is interesting. So can you, if somebody, I've never used FTX. For anyone who's used FTX, can you buy their stocks in the United States, the tokenized stocks? I'm very interested to hear this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never used FTX either.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it's big news they're using Solana. I mean, we tell you guys, watch out for Solana. This is one that is definitely not one to play with. It is going to be a winner. It's already been a winner. Last thing I wanted to bring up here is our Bitverse airdrops. So, yeah, you don't have to show this. I'm just going to talk about it. So we did our Bitverse punks, right, airdrop. That was, or we did the sale on Mintable. And what we told you guys is that all the people that bought those, we're going to pick one of those cards, one of those punks, and we were going to send out money every week. So we got $10,000 in Fractal that was recently dropped onto the owners of the card was the banker. So there were only 20 of those. So that means that each person, I think, is already in profit because I think they were about $500 a piece, and you just got $500 worth of the token Fractal at this point. So you're already at a profit, and this is just the first of 10. We're going to have 10 more of these airdrops for different cards. So be on the lookout for those. We've got, I think, Hyper we're doing one with. AIOZ we're doing one with. Doing the Bit token at some point. We're going to do it first, but Fractal stepped up here. So the best word things about Fractal, we do want to give them a shout out. Let's pull it up on, let me pull this up on CoinMarketCap and see where it is here. Fractal here on CoinMarketCap. It's coming in $11.71, token price of 20 cents a piece. You guys can find more about it at protocol.fractal.id. And let's see here. Best 4 things about Fractal are users can earn money without giving away their private data. New blockchain and privacy technologies allow them to bridge the gap between data integrity and data privacy. Keywords are differential privacy and zero knowledge proof. They have access to a big audience since they work with strong partners to build joint products. It's their flagship product, AdBlock Plus, has 250, I guess it's supposed to be million users. They're traded on the biggest ETH DEX, which is Uniswap, of course, on top of 5 centralized exchanges, including KuCoin. That is FCL. That was definitely the right project. They're eyeing another major listing. They built a very prominent leadership and advisory team, including these people right here. You guys can read more about them: Bruce Pond, Ingo Rube, Orel Stenzel, Sheng Lin, Angela Tong, and Peter Grubkopf. It's very community-oriented, having given back to the community through their data staking program, which brings me to our current giveaway, where we are giving away the Fractal. So these were actually already dropped. So if you already had the banker, you already got these. So thank you to Fractal so much for helping. We got 10 partners to work with us to give the free airdrops away. Thank you to everybody who watched today. Thank you to everybody that bought the Bit First Punks. Very excited to see what's going to happen. We'll be back on Monday with another live stream, back today, 5 p.m. for Around the Blockchain. Another video for you guys today at 3. As always, that's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.